Hi there, my friends. I would ask how you're doing, but I know it's been tough the last couple of days. And not just because of the global pandemic, but because there's been an uprising in many parts of the world, and in particular in this neck of the woods, with the End SARS movement. Normally I would dedicate today to talking about personal finance or business finance. But I realized that this issue is too important to pass up. I want to be part of the solution. I want to share my viewpoint, primarily because this does affect all of us. This anti-SARS or End SARS movement is really not just about ending police brutality. I feel like there's a larger issue at play here. And it's one that honestly, as I said, affects all of us. I believe that people are out there protesting, not just the police brutality, but for me, I think the root cause of this protest is the socio-economic challenges that everyone is facing, and particularly the youth. Okay? There's so much corruption, there's so much bad management, there's so much misappropriation of funds that it seems like everything is falling apart. And that's just the way I can describe it. SARS was created many years ago as a result of increase in crime, which came about because a police officer, or an army officer I should say, was killed by the police. And in response to that killing, the army decided to go out and look for the police officers that were responsible. The police officers deserted the checkpoints, and then crime increased across the country. And because crime increased across the country, the commissioner of police at the time decided to come up with the special anti-robbery squad in order to address the increasing crime and robbery that was going on across the country. My understanding is that this happened within a 2 to 3 week time period. For me, I'm thinking, really? That was the response for this short a time period? And then I also found out later on that there was a similar, there might have been two groups that were similar to this SARS group that was created by the police commissioner at the time. And as a matter of fact, there may have been some, back and forth before it was decided that the SARS group will stand, or squad will stand. And so when they started out, apparently they started out with good intentions to fight crime. And they started doing that. But somewhere along the line, they started to intimidate normal citizens. They started to kill and harass just regular citizens, innocent people. And somehow they got it all wrong. And over the years, people have called for their dissolution. And government will come out and say, well, the group has been dissolved. They would sort of go under. And then after a few months or few years, they'll come back out. Seems like they came back out bolder and bigger and more ruthless each time. And now the people are saying no more because so many innocent people have died. The youth now are willing to stake their own lives. They want to be heard. Times are changing. It is no longer okay a bystander and not say anything. I was caught up in the traffic. And initially I thought, I get what it is they're doing. But they're actually inconveniencing us, citizens. But I later realized that maybe that's just what needs to happen. Maybe that's just what needs to happen. Because we're truly all in it together. It's no longer okay that the government will do as it pleases. It's no longer okay for the government not to listen to its people. It should be for the people, by the people. It's no longer okay that we just sit quiet and do nothing. Perhaps this is the generation that will turn things around for good. Just maybe. Because I feel like for so long we have accepted, okay, we're now accustomed to just about anything, the government throws at us. It doesn't matter what level they're in. And I'm not in any way suggesting that every single person in government is bad. No. But for the most part, people are not seeing the results. People are not seeing what they voted for. People are suffering, the youth in particular. We have bright and talented individuals in Nigeria. We shine brighter outside of our own country than we do in our own country. Our talents are exported in huge numbers. There's so many young people who no longer want to be served. What has always plagued us for years and years and years, we have become complacent. And the youth are saying no more. They can no longer do this with us. They will be the voice if we cannot be the voice. And so that is why I'm sharing my own thoughts on this issue. We have to do something. A change has to come. A change has to come. Our government must listen. It is no longer okay for you to simply say you're dissolving the group. You need to listen to the people. There has to be reform. There has to be true economic development. We need to be able to put our youth to employment. We need to be able to support them. People are stealing Nigeria's money and shipping them abroad. No one has ever been persecuted. We hear about so many cases, but no one has ever been brought to justice. People earn. People want to be gainfully employed. People want to live righteously. People want to do the right thing. People are just tired. I say all this to say that, you're going to get criticized. A lot of people want to be part of the protest, but they're so afraid of getting criticized, of what people would say. The truth of the matter is that if you're not saying anything, or if you're not doing anything and doing it the right way, peacefully, you are part of the problem. If you're not coming up with solutions, then you are part of the problem. We can no longer be complicit. We can no longer stay silent, my people, my friends. This affects you directly. When the country progresses, when the country begins to develop, you will begin to see the impact on your own self, on your own pockets, on your own personal finance. You will begin to see the improvement. And that's just the plain truth. That's just the honest truth. It is no longer about me, myself, and I. This is working for me. It could work much better for you if we all come together and do what is right for this country. Well, my friends, I've said the bit that I can say. I hope you would understand that majority of the people out there are fed up. They just want the government to do what is right. And I hope our government is listening. I hope our government understands that we have just this one country, that we can do better. We have the resources and we have the talent in order to advance this country. Okay, my friends, that's all I'm going to say about this. I want to wish you well. I ask that you do everything in your power to do what is right, to have that integrity where it's lacking, to let your conscience always be the better judge, and most importantly, to exercise basic humanity for your fellow citizens. Until next time, enjoy the rest of your week.